The evolution of hip-hop has been punctuated by the rise of three names that dominate the conversation: Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole. All three emerged around the same time in the late 2000s and quickly became the focal points of rap's next generation. As each carved out their own lane and made undeniable contributions to the genre, their impact wasn't just about music, it was about setting standards. These three have not only competed for chart dominance, but they've also pushed each other to redefine what it means to be a modern rap artist. Of the three, J. Cole has often been viewed as the quiet giant, not as overtly flashy as Drake or as politically charged as Kendrick, but with a catalog of music that consistently resonates with audiences. His success has come with a level of humility and a determination to craft his art in his own way. However, behind the scenes, there's an interesting dynamic that has shaped his work over the years. The pressure of having to compete with two of the biggest names in music. At the heart of this rivalry lies a tension, a kind of unspoken challenge between J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar that can be summarized as one thing: the pressure to make a classic album. While all three have put out critically acclaimed work, the idea of what a classic means, especially in the context of the current era, can be daunting. And for J. Cole, it seems that both Drake and Kendrick had a significant hand in pushing him to the point of crafting his most pivotal and highly anticipated album, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Here's how Drake's rise to prominence in the early 2000s was nothing short of meteoric. After his debut album, Thank Me Later, 2010, the Canadian rapper continued to prove himself with Take Care, 2011, and Nothing Was the Same, 2013. As Drake's influence spread, it became clear that he wasn't just a rapper. He was a cultural force. His unique fusion of rap and R&B, his vulnerability in addressing matters of love and introspection, and his global success made him a trendsetter. For J. Cole, the pressure of competing with Drake had a unique undertone. While Cole was making his own waves with The Warm Up and Friday Night Lights, he had always been aware that Drake's commercial appeal and ability to craft hits could overshadow his more traditional lyric-driven approach. Drake's versatility, whether rapping or singing, set him apart as a figurehead of the new age of rap, and Cole felt the weight of being a peer in that space. Cole's early projects like Cole World: The Sideline Story, 2011, and Born Sinner, 2013, had commercial success, but they didn't quite meet the critical acclaim that could solidify him as one of the greats in the way Drake was being hailed. Fans knew he had the talent, but the question was, when would he drop his classic album? And could he do it in an era where Drake was dominating the charts and continually evolving? Drake wasn't just making music, he was shaping the future of hip-hop. And in this environment, J. Cole knew that to truly stand out, he'd have to find his own voice in the conversation. But this would mean having to step up his game to a whole new level. If Drake's success was a challenge for J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar's rise was something else entirely. Kendrick had already carved out a niche with his mixtapes, but it wasn't until Good Kid, M.A.'d City, 2012, that the world realized how much of a force Kendrick truly was. The album's introspective storytelling, its musical diversity, and its stark depiction of Compton life took hip-hop by storm. Critics hailed it as a modern-day classic, and it solidified Kendrick as the voice of a generation. But there was a deeper layer to Kendrick's rise that would not go unnoticed by J. Cole. Kendrick was rapidly becoming not just a rapper, but an artist who wielded the power of social and political commentary. His ability to tackle racial injustice, identity, and personal struggle elevated him from just being a great rapper to a voice for the times. His follow-up album, To Pimp a Butterfly in 2015, further cemented him as a cultural leader. For J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar's ascension presented a new level of pressure. As someone who prided himself on his lyricism and storytelling, Cole knew he had to compete with Kendrick on the lyrical front while also capturing the same level of emotional depth. Kendrick had raised the bar, and his albums were more than just music. They were movements. In this landscape, J. Cole's music would need to be more introspective, more substantial. The competitive nature between the two rappers was made even more evident by their mutual admiration and subtle challenges. On one hand, Cole respected Kendrick's artistry. On the other, he couldn't help but wonder, how could he compete with someone so ambitious, so profound in their messages? Could he match Kendrick's daring vision? All of this pressure led J. Cole to a defining moment in his career, the making of 2014 Forest Hills Drive. It wasn't just the pressure to top Drake's charts or match Kendrick's message, it was a fear of legacy. For years, fans had wondered when J. Cole would drop his classic, the album that would prove he belonged in the conversation with Drake and Kendrick, if not outshine them. In many ways, 2014 Forest Hills Drive was Cole's response to the weight of this competition. The album is introspective, personal, and stripped down. It touches on his upbringing, his family, and his struggles. With fame, success, and identity, there are no guest features, a rarity in the current rap game, and the production is minimalistic, allowing Cole's lyrical ability to take center stage. The album was a critical and commercial success, solidifying Cole as one of the greats. The fact that it was his third studio album, not his debut, not his sophomore effort, was significant. By this point, Cole had faced the pressure of competing with Drake and Kendrick, and instead of being overwhelmed by it, he used it as fuel to create something real and true to his own experience. He wasn't trying to outdo anyone. He was simply telling his story, but with a newfound urgency to deliver his masterpiece. In the end, Drake and Kendrick didn't just scare J. Cole into making a great album. They helped inspire him to create something that was truly his own. Competition in the music industry often breeds the best results, and while Drake and Kendrick set high standards, they pushed Cole to reach his fullest potential. 2014 Forest Hills Drive is a testament to Cole's resilience and artistry, shaped by his awareness of his peers' greatness. In this ever-evolving hip-hop landscape, these three artists, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, have each forged their own path, and their rivalry has only strengthened the genre as a whole. What's clear is that the fear of being left behind or overshadowed is often what drives artists to create their best work. For J. Cole, Drake and Kendrick weren't just competition, they were catalysts for greatness. And in the end, it wasn't about being better than them. It was about finding his own voice and making a classic that could stand the test of time. In 2014, J. Cole was facing immense pressure to deliver a hit album. His previous two albums, Cole World: The Sideline Story and Born Sinner, had received moderate success, but he knew he needed to create something special to cement his place in the hip-hop world. Around the same time, Drake and Kendrick Lamar were dominating the hip-hop scene. Drake's Nothing Was the Same had debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, while Kendrick's Good Kid, MAAD City, had received widespread critical acclaim. The success of these two albums had raised the bar for hip-hop artists, and J. Cole felt the pressure to deliver something equally impressive. In an interview with Rolling Stone, J. Cole revealed that the success of Drake and Kendrick had motivated him to change his approach to making music. He stated, "I was like, man, I gotta make something special. I couldn't just make another album. This newfound determination led J. Cole to take a more personal and introspective approach to his music. The result of J. Cole's newfound approach was 2014 Forest Hills Drive, an album that would go on to receive widespread critical acclaim and commercial success. The album was a deeply personal and introspective work, with J. Cole tackling themes such as love, relationships, and social justice. 2014 Forest Hills Drive was a game changer for J. Cole. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart and went on to sell over 1 million copies in the United States. The album's success was not limited to its commercial performance. It also received widespread critical acclaim, with many praising J. Cole's lyrical depth and personal honesty. In conclusion, the success of Drake and Kendrick Lamar played a significant role in motivating J. Cole to create a classic album. The pressure to deliver a hit album, combined with the desire to create something special, led J. Cole to take a more personal and introspective approach to his music. The result was 2014 Forest Hills Drive, an album that would go on to receive widespread critical acclaim and commercial success.